Now, it shouldn't come as a surprise that drugs are bad, especially the ones that make you feel really good. Now see, this is a phrase that, we've been told time and time again in elementary school. They tell us drugs, they'll make you evil and worship the devil, and you don't want to do that because the devil's evil. Ooh. Although sometimes drugs are beneficial. That's why we have pharmacies at every corner store that sell a lot of random bullshit for some reason. Like, I'm not trying to walk into a CVS to get a bootleg video game system. I'm trying to go in to get my antidepressants. Now, an instance of where drugs can be cool is that Mary Jane. Now, you might have noticed in a couple of previous videos, I do throw in a bunch of weed jokes because, well, I am a stoner. I like weed. It's a pretty nice, mamma mia. But I'm bringing this up because I would like to tell you guys a story, one that haunts me day and night, every day, and has made it so that I can't look at brownies the same anymore. This is the Brownie Incident. Now, I want to take you back to a time that I'm not very proud of. Let's say, I don't know, middle school? Technically. It was right around the time where I was about to become a freshman in high school. I think it was about a month before, I'm not entirely sure, but who cares. So my aunt one day decides to come over. She goes up to my mom, she's like, oh hey, let's make some brownies. So they spent all day in the kitchen just making brownies. I was like, okay, that's cool. I didn't think much of it, so I just kind of let them do their own thing. Fast forward to like 12 o'clock that night. I'm in my room, I'm playing Garry's Mod on my computer, when all of a sudden, I get a little bit of the which is indicating that my stomach is in need of food. So obviously, I'm like, hey, mom just made a bunch of brownies earlier with my aunt, so I'll just go to the kitchen and steal those. So I waltz on down to the kitchen, and what do you know? There's 2 batches of brownies. One normal, one not normal. Evil, perhaps. Unknowingly, I decided to take from the evil batch. I take like maybe 2 or 3, which is like a big no-no when you're taking edibles. You usually only want to take like 1. But I didn't know this at the time, so I decided to take 3. I ate 1. I was like, this kind of tastes like shit. So I ate all 3 of them. Now, I want to put you in my shoes during this event. Imagine it's 12 o'clock at midnight. You're just sitting there playing Garry's Mod on a public server when all of a sudden, your vision starts fading, your legs start to fuse together, and next thing you know, you basically feel like you're fucking dying. So I was freaking out, obviously. I had no idea what I had just done to myself, and this was the very first time I have ever ingested weed into my system. And the first time I did it unknowingly. I basically roofied myself, but with weed. So I guess it would be more like drugged myself. I basically drugged myself. So the first thing that comes to mind is, oh shit, I'm high, aren't I? Let me put on some music to lighten the mood. So I spent maybe like a good 5 minutes listening to a bunch of synthwave, vaporwavy music, dancing in my room, dark as balls, in the middle of the night with my cat just watching me. And I'm sure my cat was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? I was just like, I don't know, but I'm having a great time, man. And then eventually I got to the point where I was so high that I started panicking. So I did the next best thing. I ran into my parents' room. I'm freaking out. They're freaking out because I'm freaking out. And then they realize I'm high. They're like, okay. We just need to sober you up a bit and you'll be A-okay. So then I decided to shower completely clothed for some reason. Yeah, so if you thought that was bad, it gets worse. I woke up and I was high the entire day afterwards. The entire day. Do you know how much it sucks to be really high for an entire day? You are basically useless. And you would think, oh wow, you must have gotten some really bad munchies then. No. It was quite the opposite. I was so high to the point where eating felt genuinely uncomfortable. The last thing I remember eating high was a mug cake, which is basically just a cake that you could put into a mug, and it just felt super uncomfortable to eat. It was basically like putting a giant chocolate ball of mucus and slime into my mouth and just like letting it swirl around. It did not feel comfortable at all to eat, so I literally just avoided eating that entire day. It was bad. And then to make matters even worse, my mom at the time was like, hey, you're gonna come run some errands with me. And all I'm thinking is, fuck. And it was literally the most awkward and embarrassing experience I've ever had in my life. I literally remember sitting in the post office, just standing like completely still like this. I'm gonna try like drawing a recreation of what I was like, but I was just completely out of it. And I kept having like little moments where I thought I was sobering back up when I was like, I regained consciousness. and then I would slip back to being like still like completely stoned, and it was just really bad. So yeah, I basically did that at a post office, a 99-cent store, and I'm pretty sure a couple other places, but I genuinely can't remember. So yeah, that was fun. I mostly just remember sitting around watching South Park all day, just hoping that the high would wear off because it was getting bad. So after a long day of doing nothing, I decided to just fall asleep and hope it would go away. And then the next day, I was completely fine. Thank God. Now folks, I'm gonna give you a life lesson. If you ever think about doing drugs, make sure you do it willingly, because if you do drugs unwillingly, that's just terrible. So yeah, I just wanted to share that story, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later.